Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh? Huh?
Men only want one thing, and it's disgusting. Hey, I just want people to take Space Jam and combine it with anime songs. Is that so what's so disgusting about that, huh? You tell me, lady, huh? You tell me. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Tkyorants with yours truly, Papa Tkyo. And look, I'm on a bike today, and Papa Tetsu is behind me. Papa Tetsu is riding his bizike up here, and we're in Chiba. This is from like a camping trip I went on like a year or two ago, and I realized I never used any of Tetsu's footage, so I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's get some Papa Tetsu footage. And yeah, it's so funny because I always have like the camping gear right behind me, right? I'm like, yep, camping gear, Papa Tkyo time, and I don't know, it's just it's nice seeing like not just me, but I mean like seeing this like, this environment, whatever you want to call it, these settings, these surroundings that are not Tokyo, like for some people who love Japan, who first come here, they love this. For me, I don't mind riding through it, but I would hate to live here. Like for me, I love being surrounded by tall buildings. Like all these people that are like, look at all the green. Look at the green, and they're like, no, it's just boring. People live here and then they die. Like, no, it's like, but look at it. All the nice little quaint houses and the tiny streets. Don't you love it? No, not really. I do not love it. I don't think this is, I couldn't live in a place like this. But that's why we ride the motorcycle and we go through places like this, because that's what we do. But anyway, how you guys doing today? I am recording over this rant. I actually had two other rants planned, but I did not, like I forgot to take an edit for those. Like there's a little copyright song I had in the background, so I had to like, basically delete that upload and then put a new song in there, because I like putting the jazz, like the fucking totally licensed jazz stuff in the background here. For these videos, I think it gives it some nice ambience, especially because like with these videos, I try to keep the B-roll footage, like actual sound in there. I just turn it down to like 30 decibels or whatever. So unless you're turning it up really loud or whatever, or you got headphones on, you wouldn't hear it as clearly. But yeah, anyway, how you guys doing? I'm just doing an update video today, which is funny because like the first fucking video rant of the year was an update, but today's kind of a crucial, important update because my computer broke and I don't know what happened. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm gonna be talking about that. I'm just gonna be spieling about other stuff that's been going on recently, and yeah, it's good shies and it's good stuff. So yeah, I want to just yeah, that's what I want to do today for today's rant. And yeah, this is pretty cool. Good job, Papa Tetsu, for getting this footage. I think he was using a DJI camera for this or whatever, which is cool because like Papa Tetsu, he's kind of a techie. He likes to buy random new stuff, and then when he comes and hangs out with me, it's a good excuse for him to, try to use it and stuff. So, God, when you got like a clingy booger and just, always when I'm recording, right? It always happens when I'm recording, because why not, right? But anyway, yeah, we're getting into the beginning of this, and oh look, we're at Choshimaru Sushi. I love this place. This is my favorite sushi place in all of, I don't know about all of Japan, but definitely all of Kanto. I love this place. It's just got the best sushi in the whole fucking country, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, yeah, we dipped in there for a second, and then I guess maybe my B-roll was using that like during that time. But yeah, look at this. It's just Chiba. It's just like, I don't know, like even that place right there, it's like a 6 or 7 story building, but it's just like the whole surrounding is just lame. It's just cars and like trees. Like I know that some people really, really love this kind of setting, but I'm like, yeah, no, no, thank you. If I can help it, nah, I don't need it. But yeah, anyway, we're 4 minutes into this, so let me shout out my stuffy stuff. So, yeah, guys, do me a favor. If you like these videos, I highly suggest that you guys go over to my Patreon, patreon.com/TKOSam, and check out the awesome bonus options I have there. I've got everything from behind-the-scenes footage to Japanese lessons, and also you get exclusive access to a private part of the Discord, which is pretty fun. You know, I post there quite a bit. And yeah, thank you for everybody who checks out the premiere. Hello, everybody in the premiere. Say hi if you're here. And yeah, just like me and Papa Tetsu saying hi right there. Oh, god damn it, fucking booger, just come out. But anyway, yeah, thank you everybody who comes over here and checks that shit out. And also, yeah, thank you to everybody who super chats, who becomes a member. You guys are awesome because Google AdSense pays absolute dog shit. So, appreciate you guys for coming over and supporting the channel, because this is 100% fan-funded for this stuff. So, if you'd like to see more, consider throwing $1 or $2 your hot dad's way. And, yeah, for all of you guys who don't want to throw $1, make sure to leave a fucking like, or even dislike. I don't give a fuck. It's still engagement. But yeah, also leave a comment. And I guess question of the day is, you know, when was the last time you and your friends went to hang out somewhere? What did you do? Let's hear about what you guys like to do for hanging out. It could be like going on a road trip. Could be bowling. Let me know in those comments down below. And I think that's all the shoutouts, right? Question of the day, smash like, donate, etc. Okay, yeah, we're good. And, yeah, goddamn it, look at Papa Tetsu. He's just so goddamn sexy. Yeah, this is back when Corona was still a thing. Yeah, I have so much footage that I didn't use at all when Corona was still a thing. I released this video, though, when Papa Tetsu and I went camping in Choshi, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, I gotta prioritize when I go out and camp more, that it's like I got so much GoPro riding on the bike footage, but I barely got any footage of us sitting down and doing camping, and that's what you go for, you know, that's what you want to see, right? So yeah, you know, you gotta do the thing. And this is us again riding in Chiba, and it's so funny, like when I look at these videos, I remember exactly where we were and like what we were doing. And I remember going here through Chiba and like going through this tunnel, and there's like a bridge or something after that, and I remember we had to stop or something because my battery had died on my GoPro or something. But it's like you remember this stuff, and that's why I always think it's weird when people are like, I don't want to take video or pictures to remember this stuff. And I'm like, there's times where I'll be talking to friends and they're like I met up with a buddy of mine recently who you know, he's like one of my fondest memories of you is that like it was like 14 years ago or so. It was a long time ago. And he's like, one of my fondest memories I have of you is like, I took you out back when craft beer wasn't a thing in Japan. He took me to this craft beer joint in Ryogoku, which is by Asakusa. And he's like, I took you to a craft beer place with my friends who are like kind of craft beer aficionados. And he's like, do you remember what you ordered? And I'm like, well, I don't really drink craft beer that much because it gives me an asthma attack, so I don't know, probably Japanese beer or a different beer. He's like, you ordered a fucking Budweiser. And I was like, yeah, I remember now. Like, yeah, I remember, because Budweiser was rare back then. You couldn't find Budweiser or Coors or any other regular American beer anywhere, so I got that. And he's like, out of everybody, we went there and you got a fucking Budweiser. And I was like, okay, yeah, but I didn't remember that at first, right? And so it's like if you had taken a video or a picture, you know, they always say take a picture, it lasts longer, but I think it really does, you know, like fucking A. So I'm really happy that like when I went on these trips and stuff with Papa Tetsu, even if we didn't post all of this stuff, that like I still have the footage and it's fun to reminisce and look at, you know. So that's pretty badass, not gonna lie, pretty badass. But yeah, this is the countryside, man. I mean, this is what fucking Japanese countryside looks like. It's just overgrown just vegetation and just nobody around, you know. For a country with 121 million plus people, it just feels you know, look at it, it just feels so isolated and sad and lonely. And when I was first like here, I wanted to kind of have that isolation, you know. I wanted to be in my own element and stuff, but after being in that for like 2 or 3 years, I'm like, nah, you know, like I need to be around the hustle and bustle. Like I was watching this video where they were interviewing old people on the street of like New York or something, and they're like, you're old, why don't you like want to move to the countryside or something? And he's like, why would I want to do that? He's like, I love it. I look outside my apartment. There's activity going on. There's always an event or something. There's people moving around. He's like, I like being around commerce. I like being around activity. Some people, they want to be in the countryside and they just want to be alone with their thoughts and just not, and they don't like people and they want to be like alone. And it's like, you know what? If that's what you want to do, then by all means, fucking just fucking lay into it, double down, and just fucking go for it. But for me, I'm like, this would be hell. You know, like being isolated, not being able to see everyone, having to drive around everywhere. If you want to do anything, you got to drive and go. You know, it's just, oh yeah, look at the windmills. Oh, those were so cool. I've never seen windmills in Japan, so that was my first time being like, what? Japan has windmills? That's pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, the whole point is that, yeah, I love living in the city. And for all of you guys who want to move to Japan and would like to live in the countryside, by all means, please, just fucking do it, bro. Like, they need people in the countryside. Like I understand people being against immigration and shit, but, like, these countryside towns, you know, their populations are dwindling, and as long as you're going there and being productive and you learn the language and you're participating in the community, then, like, where's the fucking harm, right? You know? Hold on. Getting my green tea water mix. Hell yeah. You're a short motherfucker and nobody likes you. It is my buddy introduced me to the song Perception Check yesterday, and I can't get that song out of my head. It's so good. I cast vicious mockery, you know, nat 20. Yeah, I'm like, yes. Oh man, I never really got to play D&D that much because I had a horrible attention span. I didn't understand the game, but oh man, I'd love to play D&D again. Like, just try to, or at least do board games or something. That's I guess a thing that I should try to look into this year. Get some friends together and do board games. Japanese people aren't really into board games that much. I mean, they have the Momotaro Densetsu. It's kind of like Monopoly, but that was like a video game originally. I don't even think that was a game, but you know, it's fun though, because some of the schools that I used to substitute at, they would have board games. And it's fun just seeing these kids play like Sorry and Trouble and stuff and Monopoly. And I'm like, you're 7 years old. You know how to play Monopoly? And they're like, yeah, it's not that hard. I'm like, wow. Asian kids are smart. They know how to play. I couldn't play Monopoly at 7. I was just, you know, Trouble or Sorry I get because it's easy. But, yeah, or Uno or something. But, yeah. Anyway, what's this? Anyway, let's get back to the main topic at hand. 12 minutes into this, which is, yeah, I've got my computer broke. I have a desktop computer. I've had it since like 2015, so like 9 years. And it's a good computer, you know. I got like I've got a video card that's not that amazing. It's like a 970 or 980 GTX NVIDIA. I've got a MSI motherboard. I have like 24 gigabytes of DDR RAM, and the processor's great. It's like an i7. What the fuck is it? It's like i7 something 3600K or something, 4 gigahertz. Like, this computer was top of the line when I bought it originally, and it was a pre-built computer that had like all the specs, and it was sexy, so I bought it. And the whole time I was at the guest house, I used my laptop. So like for 3-4 years or whatever, I just used the laptop, and I just had the desktop hanging out in my room. And so like I never used it really. And as soon as I moved into my new apartment here, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna use my desktop finally, and it worked great for the most part, except for the hard drive was really shitty that I used as my main C drive. And so eventually I switched to an SSD, which worked really fucking well for the most part. But yeah, you know, it was just you know, what is it? It's like the computer. I was streaming last week on Thursday, and I was streaming Mario 64, and we were having fun playing that on the Switch, and then just the computer stayed on, but the video died. And you know, like the fans were still spinning and everything. So, you know, I just tried resetting the computer a couple times, and then it's like, nope, just like no screen. It turns on, the fans are twirling and everything, but no screen. So I did what any computer guy would do, and you know, I unplugged everything, or like I turned off the computer, unplugged the power, I unplugged all the RAM, video cards, all the peripherals, and then I plugged them back in. I did the thing where you unplug the power cable and hold down the power button for 30 seconds to reset the BIOS, CMOS, whatever the fuck. You know, I took out the CMOS battery, put it back in. I reapplied thermal paste to the processor. And, yeah, it was just no bueno. It's not wanting to turn on. And so, luckily, the good news is that I think for about like $300 or $400, I can replace whatever was broken. So, like, motherboards, those are cheap. Like, for that exact motherboard, it's like $100. To replace the RAM, it's like, I don't know, $50 to $75. And to replace the video card, I could do it for like $100 or like $150. So it's relatively like $300 to like $400, right? It's not that big a deal. You know, because it's like only one of those things is bad. Probably it's either the motherboard is bad. I really doubt the processor is bad. Processors don't fry out that often, so it's either the RAM is bad. But I tested all the RAM. And I really doubt all 3 sticks of RAM went bad at once. So I'm guessing it's the video card. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to find a place where I could just bring in the video card, the motherboard, the RAM. And hopefully all these places that just have a bunch of random junk stuff that works lying around, they can plug it in and test it to see if it works. The motherboard would be the biggest pain in the ass because, you know, if they don't have the exact parts, we won't be able to test it. But for the RAM and for the video card, we should be able to test it relatively easy. And if that's the case, then that's like a simple, just like, you know, buy a new one fix. But, yeah, luckily for me, the laptop, it had like OS issues a while ago. Like the OS got corrupted or something. And so, but luckily I'm smart. I always back up this stuff to external hard drives in case, like, you know, for all my settings for Premiere and OBS and stuff. So, like, you know, I was lucky enough to be smart enough to back that shit up. But, you know, like resetting up all that stuff again is a big pain in the ass. And that's why I'm making this recording on Tuesday, even though this happened Thursday. So Thursday, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you know, you have, normally if you didn't have anything else going on, it's fine, you can work on this stuff. But when you have jobs, when you have, like, you know, social obligations where you got to go outside and stuff, you only have a small amount of time to work on this shit, right? So, but luckily, I was able to back up most of my video project files and my OBS settings, so I should be able to, at least in the meantime, use my laptop while I'm slowly troubleshooting the desktop. Because if I can help it, like, the desktop, like, you know, people say, like, you should replace something after 9 years, but, like, look, I just want to play basic video games, and I just want to edit videos, and they're like, well, it could be a lot faster, and I'm like, yeah, and it could be a lot more expensive, too. And look at this, me and Papa Tets are going to, like, an abandoned aquarium just to park here, like, just to pull over and check the GPS. Like, oh man, you know, I've seen pictures. I haven't seen videos, but I saw pictures of people sneaking into like aquariums here and like seeing all the dead fish and stuff. And I guess when an aquarium goes under, they just leave the animals to die. I didn't know that. I thought that, like, by law they would have to transfer them out or just release them into the ocean. But a lot of these aquariums, at least in Japan, they're like, yep, too bad, fishes, gotta go, see ya. And I'm like, I'm not a vegan or anything, but I'm like, man, that's just cruel, you know? Like, they're ocean animals, just release them, you know? Put them in the ocean, they'll figure it out. Japan's got seals, Japan's got, you know, dolphins and shit. Just put them back in the water, they'll do fine. At least that way, you know, you're letting nature take its course versus just letting them starve to death in a fucking aquarium. But, you know, what do I know, right? Yeah, Papa Tetsu and I were trying to find this campsite, and like, you know, this place is cool. Choshi is really cool. If you guys, I mean, like, I try to recommend to most people, if you come to Japan, get an international driver's license, because it's the bomb, dude. I'm telling you, like, you'll be able to drive everywhere. Yeah, like, I met a nice lady at this sushi place the other day, and she was just like, oh, you know, like she said that she didn't get an international driver's permit before she came here. And I'm like, I know that it's intimidating to, like, you know, drive on the other side of the road, but trust me, guys, it's worth it. It is so worth it. But yeah, if you end up actually getting an international driver's permit, I mean, all you gotta do is just go to AAA or whatever the equivalent of AAA is in your country, and you just spend $30, you spend 30 minutes filling out forms, and you can get an international driver's permit. And if you're coming from a place like Australia or whatever, or England, you already know how to drive on that side of the road anyway. And Japanese roads, they have really, really low speed limits, so you'll be able to, drive, and unless you're driving like an idiot and completely not paying any attention to the road, you'll be able to fucking drive fine, like you won't get in a car accident unless somebody is crazy and they're like drunk or they like, pass out of the wheel kind of thing. But, yeah, anyway, yeah, so my computer, it's shitty, it's fucked right now. And, but luckily, I mean, not all is lost. We have the laptop, and the laptop, I used this for years up until this point. So, it's not that big a deal, we got to do the thing. We got to do, like, what is it? Like, we'll still be able to pump out videos, but it's just, instead of using my desktop, now I have to use my laptop. And, it's all just, I just have cords plugged into everywhere here. But one of the nice things is I forgot how hot my laptop gets, and so I haven't had to use my heater since last week because, what should I do with this primitive earth towel? Just drape it over Frylock's computer. That thing heats up pretty quick. Hey, don't you drape that on my computer? Oh, I'm gonna. It's that it has been like a nice unexpected bonus, but yeah, so it's like, what's the plans for moving forward here? Well, I think I might, obviously the donation goal now is to either get those parts, or at least, like try to get a new computer maybe, not at least, but you know what I mean? It's like, which is ironic because I have a viewer of mine, Mr. Skadoosh, who's in Japan right now, and he was like, I have these computer parts, Dad. Would you want them? And I'm like, you know what, son? I'm completely content with my computer. Look at Spaghetti, so majestic. I don't know if Papa Tetsu gave his bike a nickname, but look at that. That is just, see, that's why you love the countryside here. You get Papa Tetsu's hot gay Suzuki, and you get my hot gay Yamaha. And, anyway, it's just like, it's fun. It's good. It's nice, hot gay sex. And, but yeah, anyway, for the meantime, at least I know that we have a computer that we can edit videos with, and we can do live streams with until the desktop gets fixed. Because, I mean, for a while, that desktop had been kind of phasing out. Like, I remember I used to be able to put, like, 6 hard drives in there. And they were all small, though. Like, this was back when 2 terabytes was a big deal, Now you can buy 10 terabytes, and it's like, yeah, you don't have 10 terabytes? Yeah. And, so it's like, back in the day, I had all these older hard drives, and I could just put that in there. And, GoPro and, like, regular camera footage, that fills up really quickly. I mean, like, this trip alone was only, like, 2 or 3 days, and I had over, like, maybe 200-300 gigabytes worth of data from my camera and Papa Tetsu's camera. So having a bigger hard drive, especially when you just have a lot of YouTube footage, is always better. But yeah, I remember on the desktop, I think some of the hard drive ports or whatever fucked up because I bought new hard drive cables. But it has like 6 hard drive ports on my motherboard, but I could only plug in 2 at a time, or three at a time. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Okay, so I had to buy an external tower to plug these into them, just so I could access the stuff for, like, my live streaming and for the B-roll. And so it's just like, I mean, you do what you gotta do, right? You do what you gotta do. But, definitely, like, I know the people that are like, oh man, well, if you had a better video card and whatever, then you could edit videos a whole lot quicker. And the thing is that, like, my computer doesn't really lag when I'm editing videos. It takes a while to export videos, but it doesn't take a lot to fucking edit the videos. I mean, like, right now, I'm just recording this while it's going over the footage, and there's, like, barely any lag, So, yeah, it sucks. I think that if you're gonna be at home most of the time, having a desktop is way better than having a laptop. But I understand why people have laptops. It's just, I don't like the whole having to plug in all these cables and then just seeing them there, I guess if I wanted to be one of those, like, douchebags, I could just have, like one of those cable covers where you just wrap all the cables into one long cord. But, yeah. And look at me and my pear-shaped ass. I got a Hank Hill ass right here, It's just flat, and it just it doesn't even curve. It just slants down. Got this like pear-shaped body. Ugh, like a fat Italian guy in like or like the Spanish guy in fucking Bruce Lee's Return of the Dragon. You remember that fat guy who tries to hit him with that wooden bow, and then Bruce Lee just kicks the shit out of him? That's the kind of body that I got right there. Yeah, this is me putting all the equipment and everything on spaghetti outside the guest house. We did this in the middle of summer, but I know that, you know, at nighttime it would get cold, so I had my jacket, I had my vest, I have my extra thick t-shirt or shirt or whatever. Got the bungee cables there to set everything up. I've got that tape on my seat. And, yeah, like, you know, to replace that leather just for the seat is like $200. It's like, fuck that, dude. That's all aesthetic anyway. It don't matter. None of this matters. But, you know, it's like for spaghetti, right? Like, I've probably put thousands of dollars into fixing spaghetti up until now. But the difference is that spaghetti's a retro bike. Like, I know that if I kept spaghetti around for the next 20 or 30 years, he will be a collector's item at least at some point. And also, he's a good bike, you know, like, people don't realize is that when you buy new shit, you're still gonna have to do maintenance on it anyway, right? So, you know, that's the thing with that shit. And yeah, anyway, now we're back at the ocean. We were at the guest house, now we're back at the ocean now, and you're a short motherfucker and nobody likes you. Loot that body, gonna loot that body, play my flute while I loot that body. Look at that ocean. That is just so fucking beautiful right there. That is just two tits and a gravy. Oh my god, that's, you know, that's like some playing the theme of Titanic bullshit right there, you know? It's beautiful. But anyway, yeah, this shit happens, you know, like it's so funny because like we fall into our routines, right? And it's like I do my job mostly at home, right? Like I do my translation work from my computer. I do my editing for my videos from my computer. I do my live streaming from my computer. And so like a lot of shit is wrapped up in the computer. And so, you know, luckily, you know, I had the foresight years ago. I mean, my laptop's probably 6 or 7 years old, or maybe the same price as the fucking thing. I don't know. I mean, like, you know, you don't know, right? But yeah, I mean, the whole point is like, you know, when stuff like this happens, it's a hiccup, but it teaches us how to deal with this later on, you know? Or like how to, you know, bounce back from the hiccups. And so it's like one thing I'm learning is like, yeah, like for one, back up your fucking Adobe save files. So after all you cut up all that footage and stuff, as long as you still got the footage there, then you'll be able to queue up the new Premiere thing, and then you just got to link that footage to the project, and you'll be able to do that, you know, you'll be able to jump back into the project. And same thing for OBS. It's like I had so many JPEGs and PNGs and stuff layered on top of each other, and I'm just like, why don't I just make one big Photoshop file, so I just need to put that in the OBS from now on, so I don't need to layer anything up except for the GIFs. And I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I should do that. And I bet Photoshop has some option where I could just put the GIFs there automatically, so I don't even need to layer them on top. And that way, the only thing I need to do is really just layer like the Streamlabs codes or whatever in there to make the OBS widgets work. But yeah, you know, it's just keeping productive and getting shit set up so, you know, you're ready to work. Because I mean, it's already like what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4, like at the beginning of the 4th week, you know, of being in January, and I have not uploaded a new video to my fucking main channel, and it makes me twisted in the nipple area, you know, because I'm like, I want to, you know, like that Vlogmas stuff really inspired me to make more videos and challenge myself. And it's like, I don't know, it's funny because it's like, you know, I think that, like, I was thinking about it, how, you know, oh, look at that. See, like, it's funny, I was about to just talk about my fatness. So, it's like, look there, guys. I am huge, I am fat, I got man titties. And, like, for example, there's other vloggers, you know, like, other Japan vloggers, other regular vloggers that are like, oh, man, like, you know, I'm so fat, and they, like, don't want to show what they look like. And, look, I'm not trying to be fat positive or whatever bullshit fat people like to say or whatever, but it's just like, look, I'm fat. It's not going to change overnight, but, like, you know, there's no hiding being like me being my size, right? And so I think there's a big difference between people who are like, oh man, I gotta get that downward angle every fucking time, and I gotta make sure that I'm wearing dark clothing so it's slimming, and I'm like, no, dude, you're fat. Just fucking own that you're fat and try to get better, you know? You know, I sometimes get shit on in the comments that are blocked. It's like, oh, like, you know, like, especially for this camping video that I did where I showed off my you know, having a shirt off. And it's like, I don't know. I think there's a big difference between owning being fat and being like, yeah, I'm fat. It's disgusting to look at naked, but, you know, like, whatever. You don't like it, just turn off the video. like, you know, there's different people that are just like, ooh, I don't want people to look at me. And just being like, yeah, I'm fat. This shit should change. And I should change. But, you know, I'm not hiding. I'm not trying to share, you know, not share the fact that I'm fat, right? And, you know, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, you just got to own it, right? Like, you got to own the fact that, you know, you're a big guy and that you're trying to get better, right? And so, yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, I don't know. What the hell was I getting at with this? Because I had looked at this footage before I put it on here, but it's like, I think, doesn't it play to, like, you know, like, let's say I do lose this weight and I get down to a reasonable weight. You got to remember that, like, I'm right under 400 pounds. Like, I'm 172 kilos right now, which is, let me look on my calculator app right now. It is 172 times 2.2. So I'm 378 pounds right now, right? And you got to remember that even when I was under 300 pounds, when I was like 270, 280 or whatever, when I first came to Japan, people still called me fat all the time. And it's just like, that was 100 pounds less than what I am right now. And I, like, you know, like, I didn't have big droopy man boobs, a huge gut, you know, but people still called me fat. And so it's like, you know, even if you lose a lot of weight, people are still going to call you fat. And even when you lose the weight, the people that hate you, it doesn't matter what you look like, they'll still figure out a way to fucking, I hate your nose, or I don't like your opinion on Israel or something. I don't know. Did I make a video where my opinion is on Israel? I don't know. That's like a celebrity thing, right? Like, I choose to stand with, and even if they don't say anything, they get shit on for not having an opinion about it, right? But, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, like, people are always going to have a reason to hate you no matter what. But it's like, you just got to own it, right? And I think that being a big guy and just being like, yep, I'm fat, man titties, you know. Yeah, hopefully in a future video, you'll be like, oh, wow, you used to be a lot fatter and you've lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, yeah, you know, got to keep it up. And look at that guy. That guy was brushing his teeth. Yeah, in the parking lot that you saw earlier that's next to there, people would just park their cars and just sleep there overnight, you know? And, like, some people, they would party. Like, they'd come over there and drink and just party and then, like, drive home. And, yeah, I guess this is, like, a famous spot for whatever. And, yeah, Papa Tetsu and I just chose to park right next to the parking lot like an idiot, and because that was where the bathroom was. And just the whole night, people were driving into the parking lot, driving out of the parking lot. Like, we barely got any fucking sleep that night. And it sucks because, you know, when we do these, when Papa Tets and I did these camping trips, you know, I've learned that, like, okay, do camping the second night or something. First night, get some good sleep so then you can explore and whatever. And Papa Tetsu's like, he's Japanese, you know, he's got that samurai blood in him, so he can sleep wherever. He can just samurai Champloo it up and find an abandoned shrine with no fucking pillow or whatever and just pass out in there and lay down with his companions, you know. But for me, I'm like, I need to not have the cars constantly pulling into the parking lot. I need to, well, I mean, to be fair, like, you know, like, my sleeping bag sucks ass, and so I got rid of that, but I need to get a new one. But I bet if I got a decent sleeping bag, I could pass out and stuff, like, you know. But it's just, oh man, that the last fucking place that we went camping was Mount Fuji, and oh my god, that was just so goddamn cold. My sleeping bag had no insulation in it, and even though I wrapped myself in tons of fucking clothing, it was just so goddamn cold. But, I mean, hey, you know, you live for these experiences, right? It's like, I almost died in a tent my hot gay buddy Papa Tetsu, right? And yeah, I don't know. It's fun, you know. Like it's I don't know, man. It's one of those things where it's like my buddy during December in Osaka, he gave me shit because he's like, I see these Instagram updates and whatever and the video updates, and you're just hanging out with white people and gaijin all the time. Why aren't you hanging out with Japanese people? And I'm like, well, for this trip with Papa Tetsu, I had to book this with him a month ahead of time. Like, that's how annoying it is when you're trying to make plans with Japanese friends. It's like, I can call up somebody, and I know they work around the area I work or something, and I'm like, okay, hey, you want to go get beer? And they're like, yeah, fuck it. Like, they don't care, right? Like, there's no reservations. But Japanese people really love, for the most part, I think, having a set schedule. Of course, that's not everybody, but you know, Papa Tetsu, he's a 9-to-5 working dude. So, you know, yeah, I gotta match my shit to his schedule, and yeah, I love it. Him and I have the same chair. We went on Amazon. Like, I went on Amazon, I bought camping gear, and then he's like, what did you buy? And I'm like, Tetsu, just find your own stuff, man. He's like, no, like, just show me what you got, and then I'll look around and I'll see what's better. And he ended up getting the same fucking chair as me. And God, yeah, you know, a good thing I'm in the sumo country, right? You know, with the lower angle of my crotch right there and the fucking thing. But I don't know, man. There's just something about, like, I think that a lot of people hang out with foreigners in Japan. Like, a lot of foreigners, when they come to Japan, they hang out with foreigners in Japan because, obviously, one, the language barrier, and two, it's just, you know, if you're a spontaneous person like me, it's hard to make plans 2 weeks or a month ahead of time with somebody, because then, like, what, the weather might be shit or something, and then it's just like, or somebody might get sick. So, you know, the farthest I plan ahead is like a week or two, you know, unless it's for work, which, if it's for work, I don't mind planning ahead, you know. But yeah, you know. And oh yeah, here we go, I'm sunbathing now. Oh, take it all in, guys, take it all in. That's 100%. You know, it's funny. Japanese people always ask, like, how did you get so fat? And I'm like, it's your fault. Your country has such delicious food, and all I ever eat is Japanese food. And they're like, really? And I'm like, nah, I ate a bunch of crap, and right before I slept forever, and I didn't exercise. So that's how you get that body. Oh man, I miss those shoes. Oh, I miss those shoes. I got those shoes on discount at the fat guy shop, and you know, like, all my shoes, they have an issue where, like, I have big feet, and I do, like, kind of the penguin waddle. Like, I walk with my legs going out to the side versus in front of me, and yeah, all my shoes, eventually they get holes on the side of them. And you know, like, what is it? I'm not trying to impress people with the clothing I wear, so I'll wear those shoes. Well, I don't have those shoes anymore. I got rid of them because they had too many holes in them and they got worn down too much. But you know, I grew up poor, right? And it's like, I feel like when you're a fat guy, no matter what you wear, nobody's gonna be able to fucking be. No one's gonna be impressed by what you're wearing because they're like, you fat shit, lose weight, lose weight, right? And so, but I love those shoes, man. I wore the shit out of those shoes, and yeah, even like I got to the point where they had holes in them, so like when it was raining, my feet would get wet, and so I just got some duct tape, and then I sewed the duct tape into the shoes, and like I didn't give a fuck because it's like. You know, I think at the end of the day, like, if you're going to a party to impress people or whatever, you're going to put on some decent clothing, or at least you'll do stuff like that. I don't know. I think people that point out stuff like, oh my God, look at the shoes or look at the shirt. It's like, you're such like an insecure little bitch, dude. Like, so you care so much about what other people think that you want to, like, you need to wear nice shoes even if they're comfortable, like, even if they're uncomfortable or whatever. Like, that's some like petty woman shit right there, you know? Like, I feel like people that need to compensate for their low self-esteem by buying like fashionable things, it's just sad, man. Like, if you have good friends, if you have interesting hobbies, if you have stuff in your life that fulfills you, you're not gonna care so much about, like, oh, somebody judged me based on my shoes. It's like, do you really want to be friends with people like that? Like, if you're in a situation where it's business, I understand, but like, this isn't business. This is just me going camping with my buddy Papa Tets, right? But I don't know. I mean, like, and also, I mean, to be fair, if you are like Papatetsu size, you can buy some relatively non-expensive fashionable clothing, you know. But when you're a fat guy, all you have is the Sakazen or the 4L or the Ryogoku Lion's Gate or whatever it's called for the fat guy shop. And you know, luckily the Sakazen and the the 4L clothing shops, those are pretty good. Like, they're pretty solid. Like, you're not going to be spending a lot of money. But yeah, for any of you guys who watch me who are big chunky boys, and I know there's a couple of you that are big chunky boys out there, I highly recommend getting some Dr. Scholl's stuff before you come. But not just Dr. Scholl's shit. Get some Dr. Scholl's, like the heel, like get the whole shoe gel pad, but also get the heel pad for your shoes too, because that's how I got my bone spur in one of my feet that luckily went away, and it's just I wore that pad on all of my shoes that I had for the whole time, and just yeah, if you're a fat guy, you're gonna need the extra cushion for your feet, so don't skimp on that. You can buy it on Amazon or online or whatever before you even go to Japan. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys, for shizzle. And look at Papatetsu with his coffee. He just needs that goddamn coffee in his life. Yeah, you know, that's what you gotta do, right? You gotta get that because, you know, it's like, coffee, why won't they let us be together, huh? What have we ever does to them, huh? But yeah, it's I mean, the whole point is that, you know, this is supposed to be, these are rants and they are rambles. And, you know, I've learned my lesson. I will do, you know, I will put, when I do these rants from now on, I will put this over the video instead of my B-roll versus somebody else's B-roll. And look at Papatetsu with his obviously sugar. Oh my god, imagine if you put that much cocaine into fucking coffee, you'd die. Oh, yeah. It's so funny because I was like, Papatetsu, why don't you just put that in, you know, I was like, why don't you just, like, go to a cafe or something and get some less obvious shit? And he's like, what's the big deal? You know, he's like, the cops pulled me over. It's obviously sugar, you know? And I was like, yeah, but Papatetsu, white powder in the canned coffee, look out. And yeah, that's me. I'm making a joke about him. I'm like, how's that cocaine coffee? And he's like, it's not cocaine. And I'm like, whatever, you sick bastard, you. Yeah, no, there's nothing better than having a hot coffee in the cold morning after camping, though. That was a really nice pick-me-up, though, for the most part. And yeah, and look at that. That's some hot dad stuff right there. That's some hot dad, hot gay body, hot dad stuff right there. But yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's like, you shouldn't be, I mean, you should totally be ashamed of how fat you are if you're fat, but at the same time, it's like, you know, if you're a YouTuber, then, you know, just fucking, it's like, you know, I think there's a difference between like exploiting your fatness, like that Nico Avocado guy does, where he's just like, he tries to be as fat and disgusting as possible because it gets clicks. I think there's a difference between people who like have no dignity and they're just like, yeah, like they monetize like their fat, disgusting body to piss people off and trigger people just to get trigger views and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I don't, you know, like, I'm not like that. Like, I remember Tokyo Lens, you know, fucking A, Tokyo Lens. Like, not much that we haven't talked about Tokyo Lens a lot, but, like, for example, right, like, I remember, you know, like, last year I got in a motorcycle accident, right, around September, or was it this last year or the year before? But I got in a motorcycle accident, right, and this guy, I was coming home, it was a wet day, I was going at a normal speed, but I had all these groceries on the back of my bike, right? And I was going at a normal speed, you know, my lights were on, you could see me, and this guy just came out of nowhere in front of, like, it was right before the Scientology building in Shinjuku, if you guys know where that is. It's like maybe like a half kilometer or a kilometer away from there. And this guy he saw me coming from like a fucking mile away, and he pulls out last minute. I think that he was just drunk or he was high or something. He pulls out his car, and if I didn't slam on the brakes, I would have hit him. And so, like an idiot, I slam on the brakes instead of pumping the brakes, and it's raining, and the bike locks up, and I slide, and all my groceries fell out. And, you know, I knew the make of the guy's car. I knew the exact time and the location, and I saw that there were 3 other fucking security cameras around. So I was like, okay, I didn't get his license plate, but at least the cops will be able to look it up. Because, I mean, they were able to look up when those guys tipped over that truck during Halloween, thanks to the security cameras, so they'll be able to figure this out. And, no, they didn't even try. They did not even try to catch the guy. And, yeah, I had to go to the hospital. I had to file all these insurance shit, and it's just like, and on top of that, I had to I had to bring all the groceries back to my house because they were all frozen groceries. I had to bring them all the way back to my apartment, throw them in the freezer. Then I had to go to the Koban. I had to go to the emergency room, and it was a big pain in the ass. But I didn't make a video about it because it's like, okay, should I exploit my pain for views? And then literally a couple days after that, fucking Tkyorants makes a video, and he's like, I got hit by a truck. He makes the whole fucking video, about it. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just, so I think there's a big difference between being like, oh, yeah, hey, guys, look, I'm a fat, like, this is just me hanging out with Tetsu and I'm being fat, versus being like, I'm fat doing disgusting things. Hey, please hate on me for hate clicks. And, you know, I think that there's, I don't know. I mean, like, I think that's a world of difference right there. And for the people who can't fucking see that, well, then they're just retarded, you know, like they're just, it's like you're just trying to hate, you're just bullies, you're just trying to hate for the sake of hating, right? And, but anyway, I'm just saying, guys, if you're fat, just own it, man. Everyone already knows you're fucking fat, you know, do your best to lose weight and be healthy, but at the same time, don't be like, you know, like, I hate myself, man, because, like, nothing's gonna come out of you hating yourself, you know? And what the hell does all of this have to do with fucking buying a new computer, you know, or fixing my computer? I don't know. But it's been nice. It's been nice to sit down with Papa Tetsu here and go through this footage of just Papa Tetsu being a sexy man here. And I don't know, man. I just, like, my buddy saying that I hang out with too many white people. And I'm like, oh, shit. I used to criticize people like that for all the time, you know, all this shit. And, I mean, like, that's the thing, right? It's like, you know, it's like people that have never watched my videos but don't like me, they can be like, okay, like, you know, like Chico-san makes videos where he criticizes people or he talks shit about people, but they never actually watch the video. You know, like, if they actually watch the videos on, like, you know, like, except for Tkyorants, I did have an agenda with him when I made that video. That's because he harassed me in my comment section, and he wasn't. The thing is like, use your fucking face, right? Like, the guy didn't even, like, he made, well, anyway, you guys can go check out that shit. But anyway, he harassed me with a account versus just, like, saying with his face that he didn't like me. Like, because he's a bitch, you know? But, I mean, the whole point is just, like, if people actually watched my videos where it was clickbaiting saying I don't like this person or whatever, they'd actually see that it was mostly just critical, like, you know, it was just criticism for the most part, and saying, like, you know, like for the Kelly Morita video or something, I'm like, she's a white chick who's an English teacher who, you know, all she does is hang out with white people in all of her videos. Like, she doesn't try to assimilate at all. She's eating chia seeds for breakfast. And it's like, I mean, if that's called hating, then I guess I am guilty of that. But if it's just like, look, you're in Japan, like, there's so much cool shit here, there's so many cool people here, like, you know, and you have a big audience, don't you want to show people, like, how they could have fun, how they could get better, you know? And it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you want to do, right? But, you know, I feel like, you know, but then anyway, I mean, like, that was stuff that it's like, hey, there's nothing wrong with being critical about it. There's a difference between, like, just saying blatant lies and then just being like, oh yeah, I think this person would have a lot more fun if they hung out with Japanese people, you know? And so, but, like, you gotta remember, at the end of the day, people are fucking lazy, you know? Like, it was my fault to assume that people would watch those videos where it's like, oh yeah, hey guys, you know, this is the stuff here, yay. And so, I don't know. What the hell am I even getting at here? Point is, computer's broken. Look at Tetsu, and he's setting up the tent, or he's putting away the tent. I think Papa Tetsu's packing up his stuff now. But yeah, I don't know. It's just moving forward for January, February, March, you know. you know, luckily I got a big interpreting job at the end of this month, so hopefully I didn't get approved for it yet, but if I get approved for it, that should be enough to buy a new computer. But I mean, that's still up in the air though, right? So I'm still gonna do a donation drive to help at least get the computer parts paid for, if you guys want to contribute to that. And if not, it's not a big deal, you know. But yeah, I mean, this year it's just kind of doubling down on learning more Japanese and you know, meeting up with my friends who I haven't seen in a while, and going out of my way, because I know they're all married and they got kids, so going out of my way to see them and talk to them, and, you know, making more Japanese friends that are more on a freelance style schedule like me, so I can meet up with them more. And I don't know, just like getting out there, making more videos, showing you guys this longer experience of my life. Like, I want to do from now on, like, the Sunday videos, like, I want it to be like a 30+ minute vlog, just like a long drawn out but like a nice slow burn vlog that you guys can really get into, and it makes the vibe check, you know, like it gets all the right points, and the editing tempo is fine, and you guys get to see me speak Japanese, and it's like, that's what I really want to do. It's just like, whenever I go out to film something, fucking just go out there and show you guys my perspective of Japan, which I'm not saying is better, I'm just saying it's different, and showing you guys, like, look, you know, like, I think there's nothing wrong with you wanting to come to Japan, meet your future, you know, beautiful waifu, you know, getting cool, like, you know, joining cool hobbies like Japanese karate or whatever, and like, you know, or buying the drift car that you've always wanted, and learning Japanese. And it's like, even if you didn't want to move to Japan, I'm still like totally for you guys learning Japanese and like having hobbies that revolve around Japan. Like, I have a buddy back in Florida. He doesn't give a shit about learning Japanese, but he loves cars. He loves drifting. He watches all the midnight runs and the initial Ds and shit, and he always comes to Dai Fukuto or whatever it's called to do the car meets and shit. And you know, but he's never gonna learn Japanese. He's never gonna move here, but he's down with it, you know. I have my buddy Cracky Reeds, shout out again in the video, and he's another translator friend of mine in Vegas, and he's never gonna move to Japan. I don't even know if he has any Japanese friends, but you know, like, he owns it though. He's just like, yeah, you know, I like Japanese, I like playing Japanese video games, but you know, he's like, for the most part, I don't want to move in Japan because they don't got weed. He's like, if Japan became legal with weed, maybe, but yeah, he loves his Italian food, you know, homemade from scratch Italian food, and smoking weed all the time. So, you know, that's cracky stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, look, if like, Japan's a really interesting country, you know, there's a big reason why so many people want to come visit Japan versus Korea or China or Vietnam or any of the other countries. Like, Japan is, you know, they bounced back from World War II and they did really fucking good. And it's a really interesting country. They respect each other, you know, like they don't, you know, there's not random people, like there's no homeless people around, you know, trying to yell at you on the subway. You know, there's no politicians blatantly ignoring the cries of the public. You know, you got universal health care here. The rent is affordable, so you live by yourself versus in America. And, you know, it's like, you know, it's a really nice place to live, and I really hope that in the future, like, other countries actually follow and copy Japan versus just everyone moving here. I mean, Japan's population is going down, so unless Japan fucking does something about it, it's just gonna be shit. But yeah, you know, it's I would like to see people take Japan's example to heart, you know, and enjoy that shit. I look at Papa Tetsu, he's undoing the tent right now, and I'm probably, I don't know what I'm doing. Probably I'm undoing my tent at some point too. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I live in Japan. I work freelance, but in between the freelance stuff, I like doing this YouTube stuff, you know? And I know I'm not the biggest ever, and I don't really need to be the biggest. When I was younger, I thought, like, God, I need to have a really famous YouTube channel, I gotta be big. But, you know, I'm not saying that I'm against that, but it's just for right now, like, I would rather be Aqua Teen Hunger Force versus The Simpsons, you know? The Simpsons has a lot more appeal. It's on a main network, but, you know, it's during prime time, so, like, it's got so many things going for it for recognizability. But Aqua Teen Hunger Force, it's at midnight on a cable TV channel, and it's only for, like, 10, 12 minutes or whatever, and it's just something completely different, and, I don't know, I think, I don't mind doing that, you know? Like, I don't mind being different from the crowd when it comes to J-Vlogger stuff, because I know, like, I could just copy Abroad in Japan and make it more, like, higher production and have it be more like a TV show. But one of my favorite things about YouTube is that it's YouTube, you know? It's all about, like, amateur content and showing off different walks of life. And, I mean, like, look, if people want the pristine image of, like, being a foreigner who just, like, marries or dates other foreigners and doesn't speak Japanese in their videos, or, you know, is friends with Japanese people, then there's plenty of options out there for people like that. But if they want more of a laid-back approach from a guy who doesn't look like anybody else, you know, who's doing something a lot different than most people, then they can come over here. And, like, you know, and if there's the people that judge immediately, being like, oh, fat guy, he says blunt things, I don't like his view on world politics, then it's like, it's fine. Like, there's so many other options for those people to go out and find that shit. So it's like, I'm okay with, like, you know, I mean, I could make fluff pieces that are kind of like Oriental Pearl stuff, where it's not so much about the person or the backstory or, like, you know, like, or the history on YouTube. It's just more about, like, you know, like, hey, I made this kind of fun, very quick video that you guys can see, and it's kind of like America's Funniest Home Videos kind of thing. It's just like anybody can get into it. It's fun. It's a fun experience for the whole family, you know? It's PG, no cussing, whatever, right? And it's like, that's fine, you know? But I don't really need, I don't need viewers like that, you know? Like, I think that's cool, and if you can make money off of that, that's great. But it's like, for me, I just want to make I want to experiment, you know? I like making videos. I like playing around with cameras. I want to experiment. I want to show you guys that, like, look, if you want to come to Japan, you don't need to copy me with making Japanese friends or learning Japanese. But I'm going to keep pushing that narrative that, like, your life is going to be a whole lot better if you make Japanese friends and learn Japanese, and, you know, and you have goals and you want to do stuff and you go explore and expand your horizons and stuff. So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, if that message gets pushed to more people, then, like, I don't really care. If, you know, other people can go watch shit like Charla or Chris or whatever. Or, like, you know, I don't know. I like that Currently Hannah chick. She's cool. Her videos are really good. But, again, it's just a white chick who just didn't learn Japanese. And, you know, she just went back to dating foreigners. It's like, people give Japanese people a chance, and then they're just like, yeah, no, foreigners. Or, like, English all the time. And, you know, I mean, for me, like, I still have Japanese TV playing on the background right now. I'm listening to not a podcast, but a press release of this guy, Robert Whiting, Tokyo Junkie, May 12th, 2021, on YouTube. It's just him talking about his book that was being released, and I have a video on my tablet right now showing live streams of Shinjuku that I really like to watch, because I'm like, hey, I'm in this area. That's cool. So that's what the weather looks like over on that side. Cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The whole point is I'll be chilling here while I'm trying to fix up this stuff, and I appreciate your guys' support and patience while I've been trying to pump this stuff out. And yeah, you know, I really want to show you guys, if I'm collabing with other foreigners, like, I'd like it to be that there are other YouTubers or there are other creators that I genuinely like, that I think you guys would enjoy too. And but at the same time, yeah, just trying to push that narrative of learning Japanese and just having fun and assimilating and stuff, and just being overall badass people that, you know, you like yourself, and you got the balls, you got the stones. But anyway, it's getting towards the end of the video, so I guess I should say my parting words. Remember, guys, if you didn't already, please smash the like button, leave a comment. The secret comment of the day is, look at that blue sky. So, look at that blue sky. 5 words. Type it in to let me know you made it this far to the end of the video. Try to, if you want bonus points, make a variation of it and write that down. And also, don't forget, after every rant, we do a live stream on my main channel. So hopefully the OBS should be set up by then, and you guys will be able to get back into the live stream. And yeah, again, thank you guys always so much for the support. The live stream link should be in the premiere chat. If you're watching this not during the premiere, it should be one of the comments down below for the video. And all you gotta do is just click on that link, and you'll be able to see the live stream live, or you'll see the VOD of it. But either way, yeah, appreciate you guys always going out and checking out the videos. I do want to make a bunch of new stuff this year, guys. Like, I really want to do that. I want to get out of the house more. I want to meet more Japanese YouTube creators and stuff. And I just want to have some fun, you know. Just want to get out there, and I want to. And I really. Oh yeah, by the way, join the Discord, guys. If you just go into my video description, click on the Discord link, make an intro that's like the example intro, and join, because we're always doing a ton of new shit in the Discord all the time. And if I announce anything, it's always in the Discord first. So make sure you go over and check that out. And yeah, thanks again, guys, for always being badass. And I'll see you on the live stream. Peace out. Yeah, buddy.